Alright, back again with another video. In the 50 video campaign, 50 secrets it's okay to keep from your partner, but not really. Alright, number 47 says, bad stuff happened to you when you were younger. The article says, it's hard for someone who has experienced trauma to open up about it, even to people they love and trust. If you're in this situation, understand that you don't owe it to your partner to share this part of yourself right away. And it's not wrong to keep it to yourself until you feel comfortable. This is true, I agree, and I'm going to go out there on a limb and imagine that some of the traumas the article is referring to is maybe molestation, maybe rape, things of that nature. I'll say this, I agree that if you don't feel comfortable maybe not telling your partner initially until you know where the relationship is going. But if you plan on being with someone in a committed relationship, if you plan on living with someone, if you plan on marrying someone, I don't think that there should be those kinds of secrets. I say that because those types of traumas, even as time passes, they manifest themselves in other ways in our daily lives, even when we don't realize they are. They do. And the one thing you don't want in a relationship, any committed relationship, is a partner who doesn't understand certain moods and certain pain. For example, if you lost someone, who passed away, who was close to you, a family member, a sibling, what have you, a parent, and you don't communicate that with your partner, but every year on the anniversary of that person's death, or every year on their birthday, or what have you, or whenever you're reminded of something about that person, you get into a certain mood where you don't want to be bothered, you don't want to be spoken to, you don't want to be, close, or you don't want to be intimate with your partner, those types of things. If they don't understand why you're going through those changes, it's going to be impossible for them to be able to deal with those times with you. So in that sense, it's good to try and become, even if you're not completely comfortable, if you know that the relationship is going to be a long-term to permanent one, try to communicate as best you can those traumas from your past that very possibly can still affect you, because sometimes we don't see those traumas coming out in our daily habits, but they do. And like I said, it's about understanding, right? If you're acting a certain way, if they're acting a certain way, and you don't want them to think that you're just being an asshole, you don't want them to think you're just being distant, or you don't want them to think that you're just not interested in them or something's changed, them knowing your story will help them to understand some of the things that you do and maybe some of the reasons behind them, because relationships have ended for the actions and the thoughts and the things of certain partners who are acting out based on things that they've been through in their past that they haven't reconciled. And if you know you haven't reconciled those things, if you know that you still struggle with those things, and every once in a while there are flare-ups with different mood changes because of those things, then it's best to include the person that you're spending your life with, because it's unfair to somebody to accept them accepting you for who you are. They don't know fully who you are. And it's unfair to them to expect someone to be there with you through good and bad times if they don't understand those good and bad times. So I just think it's a two-way street in that sense, because any trauma that we experience in our youth or in our past before a partner, those things marry together once you get into a committed relationship, a long-term relationship, especially a marriage. Your past trauma becomes mine and vice versa, because we have to deal with each other the way that we are in the present form. And who we are presently is always a sum total of the experiences and the exposures that we've had up to that point. And that's really how I feel about it. So if you're going through something that you've dealt with as a child or when you were younger, and you haven't yet confided in your partner about those serious things, please strongly consider it, because you could potentially be damaging a relationship that you love being in, that is beneficial for you, that is fulfilling for you, just because you can't get over a past trauma, or not even get over it, but because you may not feel comfortable communicating it. And, in relationships, that's what we're here for each other, to help with the baggage that may be too heavy for us. And that's not too big a burden to put on someone who's agreed to spend their time with you, time that they can't get back. So consider that. Other than that, do what works best for you. I don't pretend to know everything. I just know what I know. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next one. Peace and love.